How are we living, everybody? Let's go. This is Derek. We are back again with another video. Now, let's get after it. So, in this video, I'm going to be tackling, obviously, some self-improvement tactics and topics, such as, mental health, physical training, and other stuff along that niche. Now, we'll start off with the physical training, okay? Now, physical training has completely changed my life. I started in 2019. I was actually on a baseball team, college baseball. We were the Colts. That was the name of our team. And it was a really big group of guys. And I just graduated high school when I was skinny as hell. I was probably like 130, 135 pounds. And I'm looking at everybody on my team. And then there's just these big, blocky guys. And I'm like, yo, what do you guys do? Like, how did you get that much muscle? They're like, oh, I just hit the gym and eat a bunch. I'm like, yeah? It's like, well, I'm trying to put on some muscle. Can I come with you? They're like, yeah, come with. I'm like, all right, cool. So me seeing all these guys who were really in shape and really, like, focused on their athletic ability motivated me to start, like, yo, if I'm going to be able to compete at this level, I have to get like them as well. So what I did was started going to the gym with them, and I eventually started eating more, hitting the gym often, pretty much almost every day, at least 5 to 6 times a week. And I would have my baseball practice, right? And within the baseball practice, we would run around 2 miles. We would do a bunch of calisthenics workouts, and then we would also obviously train baseball, hitting, fielding. I was a second baseman, so I was mainly fielder, and we would get there. I'd be cracking hits, right up the middle, right up the side, right down the line. I was really enjoying it, really loving baseball for sure. So I obviously wanted to get that edge. So what I did was I started hitting the gym with my boys, and they put me on some certain routines, okay? And how I did it, how I put on some size was through compound lifts and eating more. And if you're not sure what a compound lift is, basically it's like flat bench, rows for back. So bench is for chest, rows are for back, squats are for legs, and then those are the three main. And then you could do also deadlifting, which can obviously increase all over strength, your overall strength. So this is kind of what brought me into the field, these compound lifts. And obviously you can do other stuff, like within working out, smaller stuff, arms, shoulders, triceps. But these compound lifts is what really put on strength for me and really put on some size for me. But I had the split of chest tris, back bis, legs, shoulders, arms, abs. Okay, so that's the nice split that I had that I saw a decent amount of results from because I was able to hit those core body like parts and do those movements so that I could gain that muscle and gain that strength that I needed to be able to compete at such a high level of athletics. So that right there is what got me into lifting in 2019. Now, COVID hit in 2020, so I didn't even get to have my season, and all the gyms closed, and then I lost all of my progress. So I was like, what the heck? What did I do all that for? I just grinded my ass off, hit the gym every single day, put on some size, ate a bunch of food, and now I just lost my progress. I'm like, thanks, COVID. Thanks. Now, I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do now? When things started opening back up, I went over to South Carolina, right? And down south, there wasn't really too much of the COVID regulations. Not everything was closed down. So I was able to get back into a gym, and then I started up again, really gained back my strength. I had a six-pack. I was shredded up. And I lifted a 185 pounds for the first time in, I think, 2021 or 2022, one of those two. And I was extremely happy with my progress. I kept going with my boy, and we kept pushing each other. And then I fell off a little bit again. And I was like, damn. I was like, why do I keep falling off? And it's all because of that mindset. I established the discipline and the consistency, but then I would fall off due to some circumstance, whether it was a job, school, It's just something that would throw me off. And it was just small things, but it obviously wasn't enough of an excuse to stop completely, and I would just stop. Now it is 2024, and I've been consistent in the gym around probably a year now, and going at least 4 to 5 times a week. I don't really overdo it. A lot of people spend like 2 to 3 hours in the gym. I'm in there for roughly like an hour, hour and a half, because I just get in there, get what I have to get done, and then leave, right? So that built up my strength a lot. I needed to dial in my diet a little bit more so then I could pack on some more weight as well. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with how I look, how I feel, and yeah, so physical training has absolutely changed my life. I encourage all of you to get into the gym, all of you to start eating a little bit healthier and packing on some muscle. Muscle is great, and you feel good. You feel like you can tackle any athletic challenge that comes your way. It's just good. It's a good overall feeling, obviously, especially when you take your shirt off and you look in the mirror. It's great to have that self-confidence within yourself. So now we'll veer off from the physical and we'll go over to the mental, okay? So in that time range of 2019 to 2023, I didn't have the most mental strength. I was kind of like floating around within school. I was picking up on some jobs here and there, and I never really, dialed into how I can become stronger mentally as a person, right? Now, come 2023 February, me and my friend Vinny, we went up to the mountain and we just decided let's go jump in the cold water because it's the middle of February. We're like, let's go jump in the cold water, right? We hop in the cold water, and I kid you not, we're in there for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. We hop out, we're like, whew, that's freezing, bro. Like that was freezing. And we're like, okay, we're going to have to start doing this because like you felt this dopamine increase and you felt good even though you were so cold. It was such a weird, interesting feeling, right? And I was like, okay, I was like, I feel like something good that can benefit me in the long run. I ended up researching a little bit, I got into Wim Hof, right? And Wim Hof is this guy who had claimed that he has mastered the nervous system, immune systems, the respiratory systems through breath work and cold water. So I was like, okay, I would love to try this out and, try this cold water exposure and see how my body reacts, see how my mind reacts. Will I get stronger mentally? How will this fend off soreness or whatever? Like, how will it benefit me? I talked to my grandmother, and she went over to Tractor Supply, picked me up a big black tub. I could show you guys if you want. And I started putting that outside in the winter seasons and letting it freeze over, right? Once it freeze over, I'd break the ice. And then I'd hop in there for like 2 to 3 minutes. When I started, it was 2 minutes. But I built up this sense of discipline to where every single morning I'm hopping in the ice for at least 2 minutes, hopping out. And at 7 in the morning, I did this every single morning at 7 in the morning. And I would just feel energized and ready to tackle the day. I deleted all my social medias. I got them back now. But at the time, I deleted all my social medias. I'm sticking to this regimen, waking up early, hopping in the ice plunge, and then like meditating afterwards. And I kid you not, this completely changed my mental. Like all those negative thoughts, all those intrusive bad thoughts that I was having just slowly went away because of these ice baths and meditation. Right now, those are two, I almost think they coincide with each other because that cold exposure, once you have experienced an ice bath, I'm not sure if you have or not, if you're in the right setting and you could really just like relax within the ice bath. I know it sounds crazy to relax within an ice bath, but it really does work. And I hop in there for 3 minutes now, and I put my head back and just meditate or relax in there. And I just feel like my mind at ease and calm. And if I ever feel like I'm stressing out or overthinking about a certain topic, subject, I will stick aside some time, 5-10 minutes, just close my eyes and start meditating, just get my thoughts in order, relax. And the basics of meditation, I'll get into another video about it a little bit more in depth, but what you want to do is you want to relax, sit up straight, close your eyes, and just kind of go with the rhythm of your breath, you know. And if you're when your mind starts straying to thoughts, because obviously thoughts will pass as you are within this meditative state, you kind of realize that you're thinking, and then you go back to your breath, and you just slow everything down, and then you kind of feel this sense of peace when there's no thoughts coming in, and you're just living in the present moment. So that's meditation at its basic form, right? And what I believe that potentially had changed my life from 2023 up until now. So I haven't been staying fully consistent with it over the years, and I do want to get back into it more often. I probably meditate around 2 to 3 times a week. I want to start meditating every day for at least 5 to 10 minutes. So join me in this self-improvement journey as well, because obviously we all got room to improve. We all want to get to that next level. And to get to that next level, you just have to get on track, stay in a routine, you know, and believe in yourself, obviously. Believing in yourself is huge, okay? If you don't think you're going to be able to do it, how do you expect you're going to do it? Even if you don't feel like doing it, drag yourself through it, you know? Whether that's a workout, whether that's a meditation session, whether that's an ice bath. You can do it. It's all mental, you know, it's all that mindset change of like, all right, now let's do this. Okay? So at the end of the day, it is you versus you. Okay? There's nobody else that's going to grab your hand and bring you over and say, this is what you have to do. Trust me, I've tried. I've absolutely tried to do this. And it's harder than you think, because if the person doesn't want to change themselves, it's going to be harder for them to change. You know, you gotta, they have to have the mindset of, I want this for myself, and then they will do it. So establish that mindset, and, you know, you're going to bring out the best version of yourself slowly but surely, okay? Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you all. I will see you on the next video. Let's go.